Hey guys, today's episode of the American Contractor Show is a really special one for us. We wanted to do something really special for our friend Philip Curtis, who tragically passed away in an accident a few weeks ago. We went back through the archives and found a lot of footage that we had recorded but not released from when he did wrap the truck last summer. Philip was one of the great artists when it comes to wrapping vehicles. He had clients all over the nation, including contractors as well as individuals and other business owners. And he was known for his craft and his skill, and that's what the American Contractor Show is all about. So today we want to celebrate Philip's life and what he did for not just our industry but across the board, and have this very special tribute to our friend Philip Curtis. We hope you enjoy this.
I'm Philip Curtis, the Wraporcist. I've been wrapping about 6 years, in business on my own for almost 2. I started out cutting boat decals for a guy and just kind of blossomed into bigger and better things. Customers reach out to me to get an initial design, their vision and goals on what they're trying to accomplish with their vehicle wraps, whether they want just a color change or they want a full printed awesome wrap. I have them send me pictures and ideas, colors of what they want and don't want. Information on their company, phone numbers if they want to advertise their phone number or just their logo. Any sort of imagination that they have, I just want to know everything they want from the jump to accomplish it as quick as possible. I have a designer, his name's Joe. He's Coincide Design and he's amazing. Everything he does is just on point. I like to use Joe as my designer because every time he never lets me down. He is fully communicative with each customer and he won't stop till the customer is in love with it. So the design for John's car is going to stand out in the aspect of rust and colors and the whole layout of everything being a satin finish and showing different elements and getting to the point of what it says. It's bold and in your face and you won't be able to miss it. So the best thing to think about when designing a wrap is to be bold and stand out. You don't want to blend in with every other vehicle going down the road. You want to pick a color that just screams your company. You want to put your letters on there bold and put some emphasis on what you do, but not, clutter it with tons of information. Get down to the point, whether you do roofs or whether you do, paint work or whatever. You just want to set yourself apart from the rest of them. I love wrapping vehicles because every day is different. I come in one day and I'm wrapping a McLaren, and the next day I'm wrapping a fleet truck, and the next day I get to wrap a box truck. And every day is something fun and different, and it shows, all the abilities of wrap and ways to advertise and change the uniqueness of your vehicle. Okay, I basically got this is all set here. I've been going through and squeegeeing it.
So you've taken the sticky stuff off already?
I've taken the backing paper off on this part. I slit the backside, and I've taken that off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So
backside and now, so you start in the middle.
So on these panels, the most important thing is getting the letters and everything straight. I want the rust to hit right underneath the mirror properly. I have the sheet over there, all these lines. Everything needs to flow properly. Oh, it has to be. I've got overlap. So here's the edge of the door, and then this panel will come to about right here. Yeah, everything's seamless. So, yeah, it's neat. I'll show you. So I got American centered on the panel here. Started at the bottom first, working all that down. Bringing this up here. Like glass. Getting the panel situated. And right here is the fun part.
What is that doing, shrinking it?
Yes, sir, making it pliable.
Start to finish in days?
Yes. Generally, I can get a car done in 2 to 3 days max. Prep. Take some time. and then sealing everything, post-heating, making everything proper. So I started out wrapping with a small company out of Muncie, and kind of blossomed from there. Outgrew that place and did it out on my own, and then it was kind of new to me on being on my own, so I got basically drafted by a company in Indianapolis and wrapped with them for a while, and then decided I was ready to go on my own and blossom from there and make what I've made today. The hardest thing about being a business owner is learning how to communicate and relay information while trying to get other jobs done, while trying to seek other jobs and make everything mesh and not ever letting anybody down. So a lot of the mistakes people make on getting vehicle wraps done is not going with a quality provider, not getting a quality, well done design, and then using cheap material. Over flooding their business with every list of every single thing they do, and not making it appealable to the eye. If you have a billboard of basically a menu of what you do, no one's going to read every single aspect, and it just is a kind of turnoff. When you have a bright colored logo and fun advertisement to where people are attracted to it, that's where you'll get your most growth. I've learned to tuck all the way back in and around to where it will not want to pull back. If it's all the way deep and then the seals are covering all the way through, it's got nowhere to go. We're right here. Angle cuts, big deal. The proper angle, making sure things are rolled behind, very important. Just wrapped a McLaren, and that was pretty tricky on disassembly and some of the panels and the curvatures of them. I did that one in one solid piece down the entire side, molding and working it in all the way through. Wow. It was intense, but it was the only way to truly make it all line up.
Hold your breath.
I hold my breath 90% of the time. Truly. Sometimes I feel like I don't breathe. It's just all holding your breath and making sure that you don't blink, you don't sneeze, cough. I mean, it's just, and I do it as best as I can. I tell people we have a giant sticker that we're placing on your vehicle, and I want it to lay and be as perfect as possible. You want to use quality material when you do this. You never want to try to save a few dollars by using an off-brand material. You want to just stick with quality. 3M is my preferred, and that's what I stick with on every wrap I do. The ways to do a wrap is making sure that things are clean, getting it clean as can be, all the debris and rough spots and everything off the vehicle to assure that it's sticking the best it can be and looking the best it can be. It's meticulous and working it in channels instead of forcing them into them, and it's a learning process. Every vehicle, each vehicle is different, and you just kind of, adapt to each curvature and indentation on different vehicles. So the 3M has a great initial tack. It sits well, it holds well, and you know that when it's down, it's down. You never have to worry about really peeling up much. Post-heat it properly and everything's situated well and it flows nicely. So while you're working on these and you're trying to get things situated, it's all about the angle of how you hold your blade and the aspect of covering the underlaying color. A lot of places will just do a flush cut. In some aspects that works fine, but when you're trying to do a color change or a fleet style wrap that needs to be perfect, you want to angle your blade properly to assure coverage on the edges of the panels. so that there's no issues with covering. Sometimes in a white vehicle, when you're wrapping it in black and you do a flush cut on something, you see a white line all the way through, and that's what you want to avoid, is seeing that. Heat and coldness play a factor in this heavily, to where things will mold and bend or not. The colder it is, the harder it is to maneuver and get things situated. The warmer it is, it's easier. But when it's warmer, you've got to worry about rippling and creasing due to the material being extra pliable. So really you want to be in a decent climate, you know, around 70 degrees to make it flow properly. I'd rather be too hot and too cold because it does not flow when it's cold. It's brittle like cardboard almost, and it does not work when it's cold. Room to reprint something or, you know, address a problem spot because they didn't get compensated enough for their time to spend more time to fix it. So I've always stood behind my work. I've never been always perfect, still not always perfect. You know, do my best with what I've got. Paint plays a big factor in a vehicle. If the clear coat or paint is flaking off, vinyl's gonna flake off. And if vinyl flakes off, then we've got a situation. So I like to go over that with the customer and make sure that they realize, you know, the quality of the vehicle, the expectations of what they want, you know, what we need to do to get the vehicle as perfect as possible so that everything is secure and stays. I use adhesion promoter in some high tension areas to get that extra bond, and I always use the clear laminate strips as well so that it can be fixed.
How many years into it before you decided it was time to start taking the car apart and get yourself out of?
Well, originally I was told we don't take vehicles apart. You go around it. I'm thinking, man, this is a lot of work to go around something when
You can just take it off and
it's perfect, you know? And when I decided to go out on my own and do it the first time by myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start taking stuff apart. And I was like, wow, this is fantastic, you know? And when you're able to do a whole entire door like I'm doing right here without having to work around the handle, without having to work around the mirror, without having to work around the top strip up here, it makes it perfect. You know, you can't go around some things and lay properly. These handles, you can't do it that way. You need them off. And I was told that you can't take them off. You know, it's a risk that we don't want to take. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take that risk because the outcome is far better. Like on the Corvette out there, we had to take multiple things off of it to even make it possible to wrap. Without removing things, it couldn't have been wrapped like that.
wow.
So.
Phil, the Wraporcist, bro. It's nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you
I've
as
seen
well.
your work on Instagram.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
Appreciate that.
And I'm excited to be here. You have a freaking awesome shop. I mean, this whole place is so cool.
We've been working on it.
Well, you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
And I've seen, you know, the Gladiator trucks. I've seen some other stuff you've done. You've done a lot of fleets already locally. talk to me a little bit about, what you guys do specifically and what makes the Wraporcist so special and why we made the best choice to bring it to you.
Yeah, so we try to just give the overall best quality on everything. We always use premium material. My designer Joe, he's just puts that extra loving care into every single thing. We want to have the best vehicles on the road. Material really plays a factor in it. A lot of places try to cheap out on a lesser quality material to be able to get the price down some. I never feel like that's the best.
So tell me a little bit about that for a second. So like, what are some of the materials that guys should look out for, and what is it that they should use, and what makes them better or worse or whatever? I
just specialize in the 3M material. That is proven day in and day out that it works, it holds true to the color, to the durability across the board. I don't see it worth saving a little bit of money for a lesser quality material. Just stick with what's good.
Stick with what's good. And I asked you a question before we even did this because I'm a big car wash guy.
Yes.
I run my truck to the car wash sometimes 2-3 times a week.
Oh yeah.
Am I gonna have an issue?
No, I literally wash all of my cars, more than 2 or 3 times a week. Certainly I have a car wash pass, and I run through the car wash frequently.
That's a big deal because a lot of guys, especially if you have a nice wrap, you want to keep it nice, and some material doesn't hold up as well as what I've learned, so I want to make sure of that. So, dude, talk to me about the fleet stuff, because I think this is a big deal. Like, I saw Dustin's trucks. In fact, I think he's going to come by and we're going to take a look at it here in a minute, but you did all of his, and with Gladiator Roofing. Is it tougher to do multiple trucks, or is it like something that guys should really look into if you're gonna start wrapping their vehicles?
I would brand everything that you own. I would not skip. It makes no sense not to put your logo or wrap fully each thing that you own. Every one of my vehicles is at least decaled, if not fully wrapped, to continue pushing the brand. It's all about the brand.
Exactly, and that's the kicker. Is like, if you're gonna have it, it might as well be making you money somewhere. Absolutely. And so, what about like wall graphics and stuff? Do you guys do that too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things. I love transforming a room.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that at our office at Balance. I was like, it would be so cool to take this one half wall we got and just wrap the whole thing with some really cool stuff. We may talk about that later.
I'd love to.
But that's something I think contractors should look into as well for their office space and make their places where their people work really unique. A wrap is a great idea for that.
Certainly.
Desks, all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Done it all. Refrigerators, desks, walls, floors, the works.
That's awesome, dude. How long have you been doing this for now?
7 years.
7 years, man. What's like the most frustrating thing for you when you're dealing with a customer like that? You just are like, man, I wish you would listen more. Like, if you would do this, you would have better results, or...
Just getting through and letting them understand the importance of not just a partial wrap or not just a decal. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Right.
Don't, skate by with just the bare minimum. You want to go all out. And Gladiator's shown everyone, go all out and take it all.
Yeah, they're killing it in town, and we've seen their trucks all over the place.
Yes.
I'm excited to see my truck.
Oh, your truck's phenomenal. They're great feedback already from it.
I think we went with the right guys.
Yes.
I think the Wraporcist, Joe, everyone, you guys are just killing it. I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to be so cool to see the truck. Let's go check it out.